Hello everybody, Night-Anders. How's everybody today? It's Monday. It's going to be Monday all day. Just trying to see those northern lights last night. Supposed to see almost down as far as Florida was be able to see them. All it was kind of like a little pinkish hue. That's it. Didn't even come up on my camera, so I tried. Today we're going to talk about Mike Pompeo. Remember him? Secretary of State in season 1 there with the Trump administration. He was also a CIA director too. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. Come hang out with us some more. We like it. Hangers on. Thanks for hanging on. I'm going to get right into it because it's kind of long. So yeah, like I said, you're probably going to see Viv in a minute there. She's going down the walkway. Let's see if we can move this a bit. There she is. I'm expecting a delivery, so God knows what's going to happen later. We'll see, though. I'm just sitting out in front of my house. So anyway, like I said, Mike Pompeo was once the CIA director. Holy shit. And he got promoted to Secretary of State in season 1, and it appears that he allegedly got almost $10 million. And Jared, who was also the king of everything, he wore about 100 hats, and who got $2 billion, plus he gets $178 million a year on that money in interest. But it appears to me that Mike and Jared were setting themselves up for life. Keep going to Saudi Arabia, they know which cow to milk. Almost 2 years into season 1, the Washington Post journalist Jamal Khashoggi, who was a Saudi Arabian living in the United States. He was a journalist for the Washington Post, and he wrote a piece criticizing the royal family of the kingdom. The de facto crown ruler Mohammed bin Salmon didn't like it. Pompeo said, what really made the media madder than a vegan in a slaughterhouse was our relationship with Saudi Arabia. Yeah, it was too effing cozy. That's what we didn't like about it. From his book, and he said, in some ways, I think the president was envious that I was the one that got to give the middle finger to the Washington Post, the New York Times, and other bedwetters who didn't have a grip on reality. So they're all mourning the death of their journalist, but they're bedwetters? What an asshole. The CIA once led inquiries, but it was Joe Biden that declassified all that information when he got in office, and came out that yes, in fact, bin Salman did in fact order that unaliving of Jamal Khashoggi at the consulate in Turkey. And there is a U.S. intelligence report on this as well that you can look up if you want more info on that. Now, Pompeo conceded that the Saudis' actions were brutal, a grotesque butchery that was outrageous, unacceptable. This is going to go on a bit. Horrific, sad, despicable, evil, brutish, and of course unlawful. Of course. But it wasn't surprising, to me anyway, he said. I'd seen enough of the Middle East to know that this kind of ruthlessness was all routine in that part of the world. He disputed that Khashoggi was a journalist, and he mocked the media for turning him into a Saudi Arabian Bob Woodward, who was martyred for bravely criticizing the Saudi royal family. Now, the Washington Post had a little something to say about that, and they said it was shocking to hear that the Secretary of State could so outrageously misinterpret and misrepresent Jamal. Pompeo actually defended bin Salman, saying he was a reformist who will prove to be one of the most influential, important leaders of his time, a truly historic figure on the world stage. Yes, but so was Vlad the Impaler and the little mustache guy. Yeah, they were pretty influential on the world stage. This is rich. He said more people should look to Erdogan, who criticized the Saudis after the unaliving and said that Erdogan had gone full Islamist authoritarian. But everybody knew that before the unaliving, because that's just who he is, and that's just why Trump loves him so much. In January 2019, 3 months after the slaying, Pompeo arrived in Riyadh to tell the prince to hold Khashoggi's unalivers totally accountable. Now, this was the second visit to Riyadh since the October 2nd, 2018 slaying, let's put it that way. An analyst at the American University in Paris said in his opinion, Pompeo's Middle East trip was mainly a clarifying tool about what Trump really meant when he said he was withdrawing from Syria. They definitely had to mention Khashoggi, and he had to show that the United States is concerned with that kind of thing. But I think the Trump administration are much more on the same side as the Saudis. They don't want the Saudi prince to be hurt by this affair and the publicity. Even though he unalived several members of his family and exiled others and stole all their money. But he's a really good guy, right? Up and coming world leader. Now back to the first visit in 2018. The Trump administration, in my opinion, got their first big payoff from the Saudis for services rendered. As Pompeo was landing in Riyadh, he hadn't even touched down yet, there was a bank transfer being made in the amount of $100 million that was being sent to a few U.S. bank accounts. Why wasn't that going to the government account instead of several little U.S. bank accounts? According to the Hill reporter Michael Burke, October 17, 2018 at 9:52 a.m., the money was apparently for America to stabilize Syria. But Trump has since come out since that and said, oh yeah, we really saved his ass, meaning bin Salman, and got the world off the crown prince's ass by the most powerful country in the world sticking up for him. And as it turns out, he was looking for more because now he's got a Saudi daddy and a Vladdy daddy. Now Pompeo, 90 pounds lighter I might add, is in Odessa, Ukraine, at the Black Sea Security Forum. Used to be with CIA, remember. Now this is a group of Ukrainian parliamentarians and has become the first and largest geopolitical event in southern Ukraine since Russia invaded Ukraine February 24th, 2022. Now Pompeo is doing a mea culpa, mea culpa, mea culpa. He must still have a shitty on for Trump because they have parted ways. Maybe Trump didn't share enough of that $100 million with him. That's what I'm thinking. Now Pompeo now warns the U.S. against recognizing Russia and their control over Crimea. He said it would be a mistake of epic proportions. You think? Yes, it would, because Vladdy Daddy is reinforcing the borders with thousands of more troops as we speak right here and now. In the UK, they are getting munitions factories up and running. They're building submarines. They're building up warfare like there's no tomorrow. Subs are being built. Canada is expanding its northern defense capabilities with this real super slick friggin' radar that can detect just about anything coming over, because the Americans will be kind of safer or have longer to hang around, I guess, because they're coming straight over the Canadian cap to the United States. Vivi's being rambunctious. So now Pompeo warns that U.S. recognizing Russian control over Crimea would be a mistake of epic proportions. And Pompeo warns Trump against giving any thought to giving Russia, giving them back any territory that they took, and any territory they still occupy in Ukraine, as a way of the carrot on the stick for Putin to have a ceasefire and sign a peace deal. That's what Trump's doing. Oh, Vivi's out there. My husband just came home. It's watch and make sure she stays away from the car. Might have squeeze puppy. So that's what Trump's doing. Hey, Ukraine. In the beginning, when he first came back in office, he said, if you sign a peace deal, I'll give you everything you've taken, but you can't have any more war. And Putin said no. So Putin wants it all. He wants all or nothing. But Ukraine got the back this weekend, I'm just saying. So that was Trump's little carrot on the stick for Putin, and Putin basically said, I don't think so. And today there was a big peace conference in, was it Istanbul? I think so, in Turkey again. But I don't think anything happened there. I really don't. Pompeo said that Obama did nothing about Russia annexing Crimea, and Joe Biden slow-walked everything. I kind of agree. But I did notice that somehow he just skimmed over those 4 years between Obama and Biden. Just kind of skimmed over them. Wonder why that was. So when he was Secretary of State, he could have done a lot during season 1, and he did only to pad his pocket, Jared Kushner's pocket, and the other guy, he was a banker or something. I can't remember his name. Black glasses, short hair. Was it Esper? Was it Esper? I don't know. But anyway, the three of them made a killing on that deal. So I do wonder why he's so interested in Ukraine now. This war's been raging for 3 years. Why now, though? Why now at this time? Ukraine's broke. So who's going to pay him this time? Ukraine's broke. They've got nothing. Everybody else is helping Ukraine out right now. So, I don't know. It's all fishy to me. What do you think? Anyway, Nana loves you. Cheers, dears. Good glass of ginger ale on a sunny afternoon. Anyway, you take care of you first so you can take care of somebody else. And I want to thank people that have been donating to the Canadian Red Cross for the wildfires. I'm humbled. I really am, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so very much. Like me, love me, share me, and don't forget to subscribe. I love you all so much. Take care.